What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Tay Love, and thank you for tuning in again. And this right here is like the frequently asked question of 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. Since I've been up in this thing, this is like the frequently asked question. How long does it take for my hair to lock? Let's get into it. All right. I got the answer. You've been waiting on this. So listen up. It can take in between 1 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 for your hair to lock up. It just really depends on your hair. Like, it don't depend on anything else. Like, my hair took me 3 months to actually start to really lock. That's when I started to see like the buds and I wasn't able to pull it out, and I was like tugging at it and it wouldn't come undone. That's when I started to see that. With my son's hair, when I twisted his hair, I waited a month and his hair was locking up within a month. Like, it was locking fast, like super fast. So that's a big difference. That's a 2-month difference between the 1 and the 3. So I know some people who hair, it took them like 6-7 months before that thing started to lock up. So I think it depends on the texture of your hair and how it works, and also how you're maintaining it. Because the difference between me and my son is, with my son, I waited a month before I retwisted him again. So he had a whole month after he got that first retwist, and his hair just did what he did. When I got to that 1 month, it was already ready locking up. Me, I was washing and retwisting every two weeks. So maybe it could have locked faster if I would have waited that whole entire month. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, everybody hair different. There's some people wait a month and their hair still ain't locked up. But that's just the texture of their hair. Maybe it's a little bit too loose. You know, maybe their hair isn't as nappy and doesn't have that tight curl pattern that's helping it to lock in a little faster. Because if you got a real tight curl pattern, your hair gonna lock pretty fast. Because like my daughter's hair it's locked pretty fast. Like, once we started doing her stuff, within a few weeks we started seeing change in her hair. So I think it just varies on like your hair texture. Like, if you got more of a loose hair texture, it's gonna be hard for us to kind of entwine. But if you already have the hair texture that's very curly, tight curls, so they're like very like touching each other, they're gonna naturally start to move into each other really quickly, and you're gonna be able to see the difference in that your hair is locking faster. So when you ask the question, how long does it take? Man, it can take a few weeks. It can take a month. It can take longer. It can take a year, you know, depending on your hair texture. So you just have to determine, like, if you have a looser, let me put it this way. If you have a tighter curl pattern, you have a better chance of your locks locking faster. If you have a looser, you know, curl pattern, you have a chance of your locks taking a little bit longer to mat up and to lock, because it's so loose that it's having to get closer to each other to become that tight curl pattern. And that's something that your hair has to train to do. It's something that your hair starts to train. Like, as you start to retwist and your hair starts to lock up, your hair starts to train that, hey, I know that I go into this lock over here. I know that I start to move and I start to go into this direction this way. And wherever that direction is, I'm gonna follow that direction. That's how your hair just starts to move. It naturally starts to evolve into a consistent pattern. But if you have a loose hair, it's not used to that consistent going into this entwine, so it's not gonna be the same thing. That's why you're gonna get more frizziness. You're gonna get all these little things, you know, when you start your locks, because of your curl pattern. So just kind of look at your curl pattern. If you have a tight curl pattern, you have a better chance of your locks locking faster. It is what it is. Because I had a tight curl pattern, and my locks started to lock fast. They grow differently than a lot of other people, but that's just because my curl pattern. And you need to look at your curl pattern to see like, hey, is my hair a little bit looser? If it is, just be a little bit patient, man. It's all right. It's gonna lock up. Don't worry about it. It's going to lock. No matter what, your hair will lock. Just be patient, all right? Even if it takes you a year, 2 years, whatever, just keep going. Like I tell everybody all the time, it's a journey. You need to stay on the journey. Don't get off the journey. Like if you really want to do this, stay on the journey until you actually have your story that you can tell your success story off of it. Like, hey, I stayed in it. I did what I was supposed to do. And now look at my hair. So to answer all of y'all questions, and this is my final say when it comes to how long it takes. It can take anywhere from a few weeks to a month to a year, 2 years, however long that your hair needs. You just have to be willing to go through the journey. It is what it is. But yeah, y'all know what it is. Stay blessed, stay locked. It's your boy, Mr. Tay Love.